If anxiety has already started affecting your body, this video might help you finally take a deeper breath. When you get tense, your heart races, your chest tightens, your body feels uncomfortable in so many ways. That's already hard, but the most exhausting part isn't the symptoms, it's the thoughts. What if I can't fix this? What if this never goes away? What if it keeps getting worse? Today, I want to share a perspective that many people who have recovered from anxiety eventually discover. It comes from an old Buddhist concept, but don't worry, this isn't religious. It's something very simple. The idea is this: nothing is fixed, nothing is permanent, everything changes. In Buddhism, they call it emptiness. In psychology, we might call it impermanence. It doesn't mean nothing matters, it means no state is solid or forever. And anxiety does the exact opposite. Anxiety craves one thing: absolute certainty. It tries to lock you into a permanent future. You'll notice the most frightening part of anxiety isn't "this moment feels bad." It's thoughts like, what if this stays like this forever? What if I can't solve it? What if this is the beginning of something worse? Before a presentation, you imagine humiliation. When your heart races, you imagine it won't stop. When your stomach feels uncomfortable, you imagine it will deteriorate. When you can't sleep, you imagine you'll never sleep again. What you're really afraid of isn't now. You're afraid of a future you've turned into something permanent. But the lens of impermanence gently pulls you back. It doesn't say don't be afraid. It simply reminds you this state is temporary, and your predictions are assumptions, not facts. Think about moments in your past when you felt like you wouldn't survive something: a heartbreak, a panic episode, a phase where you thought, I'll never get out of this, and yet you did, not because you forced it, but because everything moves. Emotions move, body sensations move, symptoms rise and fall. When my physical anxiety was at its worst, I was tormented by one thought: what if I'm like this for the rest of my life? And later I realized what hurt me wasn't the symptoms. It was that I was looking at a temporary wave as if it were a permanent ocean. The moment you understand that, your relationship with anxiety changes. You stop adding fear on top of fear. Instead of saying, this is out of control, this is forever, you say something quieter: this feeling will pass. Not as positive thinking, as biological reality. Your nervous system gets overwhelmed, and it also recalibrates. Emotions spike, and they also settle. The fact that you're watching this, trying to understand yourself, learning new perspective, that is already change in motion. When you see anxiety through the lens of impermanence, you stop being anxious about anxiety. You allow it to rise and you allow it to fall. And for many people, real recovery quietly begins right there.